Civic Education Year 2, topic Rules in the Community. Hello there and welcome. My name is Mr. Bim Bim. You know, Bim times 2. Bim Bim. In this lesson, I would like to teach you something interesting. It is about communities and the rules that make them work as one. Did you know that you belong to a community the same way I belong to a community? I will tell you why. Everyone belongs to a community, either by birth, workplace, neighborhood, or class. The reason is because people who live and work together daily share common things. For example, the pupils in a school are part of the community because they learn by the same rules, share classrooms, taken care of by the same head of school, and sometimes they are taught by the same teachers. These are all common things people in a school community share. The same goes for people who work and spend time together doing the same thing. If you remember, I said that people who belong to a community live by the same rules. Let's talk about that a bit more. You see, a community doesn't suddenly exist out of nowhere. A community is formed when people come together to agree and decide to do certain things together in certain ways and live in ways that make their community a better place. For example, in a family, parents make rules for children to live by. Be home before nightfall, respect your peers and older people, wash your hands before eating, be kind always, and so on. These rules guide the children and allow them to behave in ways that align with the family. You may be thinking, why do people need rules in a community anyway? Good question. I have the right answer for you. When you hear the word rules, what do you think about first? This is what I think about. Rules are important to lead and guide a community or the people in a community. For example, rules like obeying the traffic light exist so that road users can drive safely, avoid accidents with other cars or a pedestrian trying to cross. In fact, rules guide people to know what is wrong and what is right. When rules are followed, a community becomes an environment for peace and development. As a matter of fact, a community remains safe and better to live in when the people follow all the rules. Let's learn about some of the things that happen when rules are followed. Success. When rules are followed and instructions are obeyed, a community succeeds. Let's think about an example of Mr. Kola who drives past the red traffic light when he should wait for the light to turn green. Actions such as ignoring traffic signs show disobedience and can cause accidents. What about Mrs. Baker, who refuses to pay taxes when the government instructs her to do so? This is also an act of disobedience, and this also means she is not doing her part to help the government provide and maintain social amenities such as public schools, public hospitals, good roads, and so much more. But when Mr. Kola obeys the traffic rules and Mrs. Baker pays her taxes, lives can be saved and the community continues to grow. Order. Do you know the saying that there is a time and place for everything? If a round peg like this is placed in a round hole, it fits. But if a round peg is placed in a square hole, it wouldn't fit well at all. This is an example of what it means for things to be in order and not in order. Every community needs order for it to run well. Imagine if I ask a question and everyone stands up at the same time to answer. You guessed right. The class will be disorganized. We won't hear ourselves and there will be no learning or teaching. But when we raise our hands before we speak and wait for the others to finish before we start, everybody will be heard and we will all learn better. Even outside of the classroom, we can practice orderliness by placing toys, books, pencils, and eraser in their rightful places. Being neat with your shirt tail tucked in is an example of being orderly. Putting things back where they belong or waiting in line to be attended to are also great examples of being orderly. Cooperation. What does it mean to cooperate in the community? When people come together to share the same thoughts and ideas so that they can get things done, it means they are cooperative. With cooperation, every member of a community agrees to support an idea, a plan, activity, or project. The leaders of a community may decide that every street, road, or highway in that community should be swept clean once every week. A cooperative community will have members that enjoy teamwork and agree to join their efforts and play their part by cleaning the streets every week. Peaceful coexistence. Sometimes, living with others may be difficult, especially when they are not part of your immediate family. Different people come from different backgrounds, so it is important to find ways to accommodate and tolerate people who do not come from the same place as us. When people live together, they agree to unite for many reasons. Some of the reasons are to work together for the good and prosperity of the community, to make sure that the laws of the community are followed, to keep others safe. For us in the classroom or in the community, we have all come together to learn, and while we might have different backgrounds, we must have respect for each other. Communities that are not at peace develop slowly because people do different things at different times and for different reasons. There is no community that can develop without peace. Peaceful coexistence is only possible when the people live together in understanding and respect for their diversity, which could be their different cultures or religious beliefs. Well done! This is the end of the lesson. I will see you next time. Until then, continue to obey the rules in your community. Cheers!